What up, class? This is Mr. Smith coming at you live through the power of the internet. Today we're going to look at 3-4 modeling with formulas. This is mostly about just rearranging formulas to isolate variables, mostly to isolate unknowns. However, for the first few formulas, we don't really know anything. We're just going to rearrange stuff as we go. So let's get to it. So for the first one, we have y equals mx plus b, and we're going to isolate x. So to do this, we need to subtract b from both sides. So we'll have y, minus b equals mx plus b minus b. And because we have plus b minus b, we isolate it, and we have y minus b equals mx. To get rid of the m, we're going to do an inverse operation where we divide both sides by m. When you do that, m actually cancels out here and here, and we will be left with y minus b over m is equal to x. And that's the end of our equation. So there's a lot going on with that. Let's move on to the next one. Here we have a equals p times 1 plus rt, and we want to isolate it for t. In order to do this, we want to expand. So we're actually going to expand first, and we're going to end up with a equals p plus prt. Now our problem here is we have this variable p that we need to isolate because we need to get t on its own. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract p from both sides. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to erase this. I'm going to have a minus b. What ends up happening is these cancel out, and I'm left with a minus b equals prt. Now, here I have two multiplications, and to clean this up, I can just divide both sides by pr. And what happens is p cancels out p, r cancels out r. I'm left with a minus p over pr equals t. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. We have w equals u plus at squared. T is squared, not at. So keep that in mind, where t will be our squared value. To isolate a, first we want to move u over to the other side. To do that, we're actually going to subtract u from both sides. So I'm going to write w here equals u plus at squared. Give myself some more space so that when I subtract u from both sides, like that, I can cancel those out. Now I'm left with w minus u equals at squared, and I just need to divide both sides by t squared. And what happens is that will cancel out that, and it'll look like w minus u all over t squared equals a. So somewhat straightforward, not super straightforward, but straightforward enough for us to work through it. All right, moving on to the next question, example 2. The formula for distance of an object can be modeled by d equals st, where d represents the distance, s represents speed, and t represents time. If a rocket travels, 150 million kilometers at 26,000 kilometers per hour, how long will it take to reach its destination? First, we need to figure out what we're trying to figure out. Well, if we have distance, speed, and time, and I ask how long it takes, we're obviously going to look for time. So time is unknown. So we don't know t. So what we want to do is isolate t. If we have d equals st, what we can do is we can divide both sides by s. What happens is you get d over s is equal to t. So now we can actually sub in our known values, which is 150 million, divided by 26,000 is equal to t. Then we're going to grab our handy dandy calculator and work through this. So I actually just have a calculator in person here. And I got 5,769.2 hours. So H for hours there. And it's a word problem, so we got to finish it off with therefore statement. So therefore it will take about, because we had to round, 5,769.2 hours. All right, example 3 and final example. Simple interest can be represented by I equals PRT. This is a common formula that you'll see. I represents the interest earned, and P is the principal amount. R is the interest rate, and T is the amount of time. If Andy deposits $500 in a simple interest account that earns 0.65% per year, how long will it take for Andy to earn $130 in interest? Again, asking how long things will take. Well, if we're looking at our formula, we know T represents time, so we can rearrange this and then sub in stuff. 5I equals PRT. Well, it's pretty easy. Just divide both sides by PR. And these cancel out. And I'm left with I over PR equals T. So I want to earn 130 in interest. The principal amount is 500 times 0.65. Oh, percent. My bad. I actually need to do 0.0065 here equals T. Then we need to solve for T. T equals 40. So one way to do this on your calculator is to actually just do 130 divided by 500 divided by 0.0065. That's one way to do this. If you have a memory function though, or brackets, you could do this and then do a times. And if you have a memory function and you know how to use that, you can also use that. Though that's the way I worked through it, was using the memory function. Since this is a word problem, we also need a therefore statement though. So we're going to say therefore it will take 40 years to earn $130. All right. Now that you're done the note, the page with the homework is right here. So you can get started on that as soon as you're done your note. All right. Good luck, and I will see you hopefully very soon.